another amazing female comedian. She's gracing us with her presence for the second time because she was here with us last month too. Please give a warm welcome and a round of applause for Amy Isherwood.
Well, it's official. I'm the palest person in South Florida. I didn't even enter a contest or anything, just some mean girls at the beach handed me a certificate. My dermatologist was worried about me moving down here. He prescribed me the strongest SPF he could. I think it's just called fire retardant. I'm not meant to be in places like South Florida. My ancestors are from Ireland. I'm meant to be in places with good sun protection, like bars or prison. I do love living in South Florida. It's not perfect, I can admit that. For one thing, it's a hub for drug trafficking. Drug addiction runs rampant. And I have personally been affected by the opioid crisis. Because now my dentist won't prescribe me anything but Tylenol. I'm getting a crown put in, and while it's not really that uncomfortable, I did give my dentist $1,000. I think he could give me a few Percocet. I think that's fair. So the opioid crisis is really putting a damper on my weekend. Valentine's Day is coming up. It's exciting, but it can be a hard time for a lot of people. Who could be more depressed than a single person on Valentine's Day? Well, maybe an orphan on Mother's Day, a stripper on Father's Day, and Hillary Clinton on President's Day.
Oh, shit!
Whatever your politics, Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris becoming the first women to secure the presidential nomination of a major party reminds me that my gender can't stand between me and my dreams. Only my fine arts degree and tendency to procrastinate can do that. I do have a fine arts degree in dance. Unlike math, it comes in handy almost every day. I did get to perform professionally as a dancer for 10 years though. I never made it to Broadway, but I didn't end up in a strip club either, so I'm counting that as a win. I did end up performing in the production shows on board cruise ships, which was really fun. And people wonder what it was like living on board a cruise ship for 10 years. And in all honesty, it was a lot like what you'd imagine life as a pirate would be. It's very easy to acquire a taste for rum. There's ample booty from all over the world. And for me personally, I'm still battling a minor case of scurvy. That's just a unique thing to me though. No, I do miss it though. Now that I'm a retired dancer, it's really hard for me to be a stay-at-home mom. Because I don't have any kids. Or a husband, so I have to work. Work hard, play hard. Work hard, play hard. That's a phrase I like to use as sort of a euphemism for I drink at work.
That's awesome.
I don't have any kids. In truth, I just never really found the right time in my life to give up sushi for 9 months. When you're pregnant, there's certain things you're supposed to avoid, like sushi, soft cheese, OxyContin. It just never really aligned with my lifestyle. I also don't think I'm particularly equipped to keep a toddler alive long term, because I've always enjoyed drinking near pools. People are worried about me because I don't have kids. They're like, who's gonna take care of you when you're old? But lucky for me, because of all the cheese I eat, I don't really expect to live that long anyway. I do have a boyfriend. We've been together for about 3 years.
Nice.
We don't have any plans to get married anytime soon, but in all fairness, I knew from the beginning he had a fear of commitment because he doesn't have any tattoos. Well, I guess it's just easier for people with tattoos to get married and have kids because they're used to making mistakes they'll regret. You'll have to excuse me if I seem a little on edge tonight. I haven't had a drink since 2023.
Woo!
I quit drinking on October 23rd, 2023. That's not the interesting part, though. The interesting part is what I was doing on October 22nd, 2023. And without going into too much detail, Mostly because I was advised not to by my legal counsel. I can't share with you this about that time in my life. Well, you know how like when you go out drinking all day because you don't have anything else to do and you really don't care whether you live or die? Maybe I should put it this way. You know that old adage, I'm sure you've all heard it, that old adage, you're not a true Floridian until you've been kicked out of a Flanagan's. There are certain things that are just more fun when you're drunk, you know, like football games, weddings, or mitzvahs, children's birthday parties, taking the SATs, root canals, talking to relatives about estate planning, HR meetings, jury duty, you get it. You get it. So I recently quit drinking. I just realized it was no longer serving me. Well, the bartenders in town would no longer serve me. But I never thought I'd be able to come up here and say, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I always thought it'd be more likely for me to come up here to ask if anyone has a kidney I could have. But I don't use the term alcoholic. I never liked labels, unless they were on a bottle of wine. But I don't think the term alcoholic really applies to me. You know, I never really had a problem with my drinking. Other people may have had a problem with my drinking. My third grade teacher certainly had a problem with my drinking. But there are certain friends you can always count on to tell you the truth, and my friends started calling me Amy Winehouse. And it's not because I've sold over 30 million records worldwide. But you gotta give it to them, there really is no better nickname for your wine-loving friend named Amy, who will likely one day drink herself to death. When I quit drinking, none of my friends were like, oh no, why? Everyone was more like, oh, that's good to hear, actually. So I quit drinking 2 years ago. I just thought it would be better for me to feel awkward at parties from now on. So now I go to a lot fewer parties. Well, I'm invited to a lot fewer parties. But I do feel awkward going out and not holding a beer. I feel self-conscious not holding a beer. I feel like I need to explain to everyone why I'm not drinking. But I've come to realize most people don't even care I'm not drinking. In fact, the people at the DMV seemed relieved. But I feel better, I look better. People are trusting me to watch their dogs again. And a lot changes when you quit drinking. When I was, my dating app profiles needed to be completely rewritten. When I was drinking, my hobbies included chain smoking and having sex with strangers. Now, I'm an AMC Stubbs Rewards member. But sobriety doesn't automatically solve all your problems. Since I quit drinking, I still haven't lost any weight. But it's also been a while since I peed in an Uber. And it's great not being hungover anymore. It's been 2 years since I've had to lie in bed all day due to a hangover. Now when I get to lie in bed all day, it's simply due to my crippling anxiety. But I quit drinking for the health benefits, and because it was court-ordered. I'm just kidding. I haven't noticed any health benefits. I've actually gained weight since I quit drinking. I gave up alcohol, I didn't give up sugar, I'm a complete psycho. But I'm disappointed I haven't lost any weight. Giving up alcohol and gaining weight is like ordering a pizza and then realizing the delivery guy forgot your extra ranch dipping sauce. Or like going to a restaurant and the server brings over your mozzarella sticks, but she forgets your extra ranch dipping sauce. Or like going through a drive-thru for your french fries, but then they tell you you have to pay more for your extra ranch dipping sauce. It's very disappointing. But in all seriousness, I am in extremely good shape for the amount of cheese I eat. And it's like I always say, you can change the amount of wine you drink, but you can't change the way the mean girls treated you in junior high. And that's why there's cake. And so many episodes of Dateline. But I guess I just got too into wine when I was drinking. I just thought it was really sophisticated, so I was trying to learn more about wines, particularly wine pairings. And I discovered that a nice full-bodied red pairs very nicely with my self-loathing and shattered dreams. Whereas I found white wines pair better with Vicodin.
Oh my God, that's funny.
But I do miss going out to dinner and ordering a bottle of wine. My favorites were always Chiantis, Barolos, Super Tuscans. I guess I like my wine like I like my men. medium-bodied and mostly Italian. Finely aged and filled with 12% alcohol. Bold with a nice mouthfeel.
Wow.
Dry and a little fruity. All right. And I've learned that men are a lot like wine. It may be inconvenient, but you really should let them breathe. For their own good, it's best to keep them locked in a dark cellar. And if you're not careful, the white ones will give you a headache. I'll leave you with this. I got sober because I wanted a better life. I stay sober because my parole officer demands it. Thanks, everyone.